Welcome to an investigation into the Western genre. I will be giving you some key points on what makes a Western such a recognisable genre. I bet you didn't know that the Westerns are one of the most cinematic out of all the genres. A Western film is usually set in the American frontier during the Civil War in the late part of the 19th century. Even though the Wild West only lasted 20 years, the Westerns are still a very strong genre within the film industry and are still being made today. For example, Cowboys and Aliens and A Million Ways to Die in the West. The genre has changed over the years to a more up-to-date kind of Western, not like the old traditional Westerns which include cowboys and Indians fighting. The older generation of Westerns portrayed cowboys and Indians fighting each other. I doubt Westerns will die out anytime soon, but in my opinion, they will never be as popular or as high quality as they were in the 60s. Cowboys are usually portrayed as dressing in a particular style. What types of clothing do you think of when I mention cowboys?
I think of a 10-gallon hat, a holster, boots, and those leather chap things.
So, when I think of cowboys, I think of the bandana they wear around the necks, the spurs that they have on the boots, Clint Eastwood wearing his poncho, and the gun at the hips.
Now we will have a look at some iconic soundtracks from Westerns, such as The Good, The Bad and The Ugly. Once Upon a Time in the West. A Fistful of Dollars. A Few Dollars More. Bonanza. The Magnificent Seven. In the Western era, they used weapons that are nothing like guns today, such as revolvers, old rifles and shotguns. The main weapons used include the Colt, the Remington, the Henry Repeater, the double-barrel shotgun, the pump-action shotgun. Any decent cowboy would have a trusty steed, which would be used to travel around the West, or to help them with their jobs. All Westerns almost have an identical setting of a town, but the most memorable places in a Western town are the bank, the train station, the general store, the sheriff's office, and the saloon. All of these places are the most used and the most well-known places in a Wild West town. Westerns have never been the cheapest film to make. For example, from the older generation, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valley from 1962 had a budget of $3.2 million. The Good, the Bad and the Ugly from 1966 had a budget of $1.2 million. And from today's generation, Cowboys and Aliens from 2011 had a budget of $163 million. Django from 2012 had a budget of $100 million. The Lone Ranger from 2013 had a budget of $225 million. There are a few actors known for their roles in westerns. Some of the most famous actors who played western heroes or villains were John Wayne, who was in 84 westerns, Clint Eastwood, who was in 21 westerns, Lee Van Cleef, who was in 53 westerns, and finally Gary Cooper, who was in 40 westerns. This is all I can tell you on westerns, so our investigation is over. Thank you for watching.